You don't see it coming. Cloth tight over your eyes, air thick, your hands forced behind your back as plastic cuts into your wrists. A metallic click breaks the silence, inches from your skull, followed by a voice that asks a question you cannot answer wrong. You respond carefully, controlling your breathing, measuring each word, because here, hesitation is evidence. Years ago, you stopped existing, your name sealed in a file, your past reduced to data, replaced by a constructed identity built over 17 years of fabricated history. Training lasted 11 months in cold rooms at 9 degrees, where you learned to override instinct with calculation, to speak without fear, to endure without reaction. When you entered the network, there was no ceremony, just instructions. Survive long enough to matter. You started at the bottom, cleaning floors, carrying equipment, saying little, while the hum of generators and flicker of fluorescent lights became constant. They watched without watching, testing you through repetition and silence. Months turned into years. At 14 months, you handled minor tasks. At 22, you were allowed into rooms where decisions were shaped but never explained. Advancement came quietly. A chair offered, a question directed, each step costing a piece of your honesty as lies became your default language. By the third year, you understood the system, layered, controlled, fragmented, calls under 42 seconds, messages erased within 90, money divided to avoid detection, mistakes recorded instead of punished. You adapted through creative compliance, following orders precisely while bending interpretation just enough to stay alive. Slowly, your identity eroded. You stopped thinking in your native language, stopped remembering your own voice. Relationships faded into irrelevance, and isolation became necessary. Then it happens. A man is brought in, restrained, and when you finally meet his eyes, recognition surfaces not from your memory, but from his. He knows you. The system doesn't react, but you understand the risk. The instruction comes quietly. Remove it. There is no debate, only procedure. What unsettles you is not the act, but the absence of hesitation as you carry it out. Afterward, nothing changes. The system continues, meetings resume, trust in you increases, but you realize your place has solidified as something functional, replaceable. Years pass until your exit arrives without acknowledgement, a silent removal from the structure you adapted to completely. Outside, the absence of surveillance feels unnatural, and when you try to recall who you were, the details come blurred, incomplete. Somewhere else, another recruit begins the same process in another cold room, learning to forget, to adapt, to become. The system remains untouched, refining itself through replacement, continuing without interruption. And you are left with a single, quiet realization. Not about what you did, but about when you stopped being the person who would have refused. Because that moment passed unnoticed, buried somewhere between obedience and survival.